In this tier list, I'm showing you the weapons that the players on top of the leaderboard are currently using and some guns that have the power to destroy entire teams in the right hands. This is an update to my meta tier list from the open beta, and there have been some changes. This video will focus again on the highest rank in tournaments, and the weapons I show you can definitely help you and your team climb even faster. I have done even more research and testing to gather the data which I am presenting to you. I'm referencing my Google Sheet that is available on my Discord as well as Reddit, which is linked in the description, so you can open that while watching the video or just simply follow along as I will show you the data anyway. I'll just briefly explain the spreadsheet and then start right away with the tier list. You'll have the magazine size, game given reload time. It slightly differs from the actual reload times, and I'll explain that at a later time. Rounds per minute, damage per round, the DPS, headshot multiplier, and the headshot fall-off. The headshot fall-off is the range after which the weapon cannot deal increased damage even when hitting the head. The spreadsheet will be updated after every patch that changes any of the weapons. So let's get started on the tier list. Just like last time, I'm making the cut between C and B tier. B tier and up has a place in higher rated lobbies, and C and below is barely ever seen. I'm kind of sorting the weapons by firing type, so I'm starting on the melee weapons. Sledgehammer still remains in the F tier. People can easily outrange you, the DPS isn't that great once you get close range, and the only value it offers is in its destruction capability, but you can destroy a lot with barrels and equipment, so sacrificing your main damage is just not worth it. I had a dagger in niche tier last time, but I wouldn't put it higher than D tier anymore. It's annoying to play against at best and really doesn't have a place in the meta anymore. The rapier moves into C tier. When you get close without getting spotted, you might land a kill or two, but really isn't anything special and can be dealt with pretty easily. The riot shield, on the other hand, can be put into the niche tier as it gives the best survivability for a medium class. If you struggle to aim but play around your teammates with the healing beam, this can be a viable option. You can protect yourself from flanks or block a lot of damage while moving to cover, but you will still lag in mid to long range damage. As for the flamethrower, they nerfed it quite hard. In the open beta, it blocked the vision of enemies and dealt more damage, but now it blocks barely any vision anymore, and they nerfed the damage per tick from 31 to 26, and the rate of fire from 180 to 160, resulting in a 25% decreased DPS. So it moves from the niche tier into the C tier. Next is the sniper. Not much has changed, terrible damage, unable to one-shot medium classes even with a headshot, fun to play but not made for ranked, D tier. The revolver still belongs into the A tier for people with incredible aim. It has a 2x headshot multiplier, which makes it incredibly rewarding to hit those headshots. But once you start missing shots, it loses in nearly all duels and doesn't have any consistent damage to bring down shields. The V9S fell from its S tier into the A tier. It's still a very great weapon. The mag size got decreased from 24 to 20 bullets. It didn't affect it too much, but a headshot fall off after only 15 meters compared to the XP54's 25 meters, and more consistent damage made me swap those guns in their tiers. With that said, the XP54 moves into the S tier. I would love to see the V9S with a 2x headshot multiplier but lower firing rate, but that is just my opinion. It hurts to say as they nerfed the LH1 quite heavily. They reduced the firing rate from 400 rounds per minute to 300, while increasing the damage from 41 to 45, but decreasing the overall DPS by nearly 20%. While it has a 2x headshot multiplier and can hit really hard when hitting those, it doesn't deserve the S tier anymore. I would even put it into the B tier now, as it's pretty much lost its advantage over the other guns. It's still the best mid to long range weapon, but that's not how you want to play as a light anyway. If you enjoy videos like this where I update you on the current meta, I encourage you to leave a sub and a like, as there will be a lot more videos to come and it helps you more than you might think. I have a meta list for the equipment coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. The nade launchers are very situational, but still don't make it into the niche category. Fun, but not good. F for the heavy launcher and D for the medium, as it can direct hit, while the launcher of the heavy will bounce off people unless you hit a wall or the ground before. So the throwing knives, I don't know about that one. It's probably the hardest weapon to hit as it's a projectile, but has one of the worst damage profiles. It has a really slow firing rate and really bad damage. Its only advantage would be the fast burst damage with the secondary fire and not having to reload. But otherwise, it's terrible. It feels very rewarding to play and looks cool, but no idea who thought that it would be viable. D tier. Time to finish the SMGs. The M11 is a solid close range weapon, similar DPS to all the other light guns, but lacks the range and no headshot after 50 meters. So I'll put it below the XP 54 and the V9S at the bottom of the A tier. In the patch notes they said the FCAR got a slight buff to its recoil, but it's not worth picking it over the AKM. With the AKM having nearly double the magazine capacity and better controllability on the recoil, it takes the S slot for the medium class. Great consistent damage over medium range and good hipfire and able to burn down shields very fast. It's hard not to pick this weapon over anything else in the medium class. The FCAR has technically the best time to kill in the medium class but lacks consistency. If you miss only a few shots, you won't finish your target before you need to reload and the enemy can easily heal up. In a few scenarios, it is better than the AKM, and it is one of the few guns with a scope for better target acquisition. But man, if only it had 5 more bullets in its magazine. It still takes a solid spot in the A tier. Overall, a very good weapon. The Lewis gun also received a slight buff in recoil since the beta. It already had way better controllability than the M60 and ever so slightly more DPS. But it also has an unlimited headshot range, while the M60 drops its headshot multiplier after only 30 meters. The Lewis gun is also the clear winner if it comes to hipfire in close range. The increased magazine size doesn't really matter at this point, as you should kill your target before you run out of ammo. With only 23 more bullets in its magazine, it really doesn't make a big difference. The Lewis gun takes the S slot, and the M60 will take its position firmly planted in the middle of A tier. For last, we save the shotguns of each class. The medium shotgun has solid damage and good range for a shotgun. The reload speed is terrible though. And now I explain the reload times I mentioned at the start of the video. If you just look at the reload time for the model 1887, you might think, 3 seconds is not too bad. But the actual reload time is around 4.5 seconds from your last shot until you can shoot again with a full magazine. It's a really bad reload time overall, and I don't understand why the devs would tell you just plainly wrong values. You don't need to fully reload, you can shoot while in the reload animation, so it's not too bad, but still I would like to see them fix the values. Also, some other guns have slightly different reload times, and I have them in my spreadsheet as well. And I'll make another video deep diving into the damage numbers, reload time and burst windows, since it would make this video way too long. Okay, while doing the video I updated the shotgun numbers in the spreadsheet. So we have the pellets, the damage per pellet and the damage per round if you hit all pellets. That also updates the time to kill for each class, with the SH1900 only needing 2 shots. Well, it only has 2 shots for a heavy kill, resulting in a time to kill of 0.6 seconds. But if you miss a few pellets, well, you can add the reload time of 2.5 seconds, and at this point, you're basically dead if you're close range. Also 0.6 seconds time to kill for the medium class, and only 1 shot, resulting in a 0-second time to kill, basically, against another light class. The model 1887 is quite interesting because it's like kind of average in the time to kill overall, but if you compare to a medium class against another medium class, you only need 2 shots, resulting in a 0.8 second time to kill, what is quite a bit faster than all the other guns in this, but it will fall off against the heavy and the light class being, well, pretty much the worst time to kill. You can burst targets insanely fast in close range, or peek and take cover after a single shot. But make sure you can get some time to reload, as it will take a while. It is usable, but not the best option overall. I'll put it into B tier. The heavy shotgun is still absolutely broken in the right scenario. The highest DPS of all the guns by far, paired with an insane magazine and relatively short reload time for a shotgun. After 4 shots, you need to wait a bit for your magazine to rotate to pump out another 4 shots. But killing a heavy player in under 1 second is just crazy. It's the best close range gun. That's it. I would consider it in its own class as an SS tier weapon. But teams already start to learn how to counter, or better said, avoid players who run the SA1216. So I'll again put it in a niche category, but only for the fact that it's not an all-rounder. It's strong enough to 1v3 entire teams if they are unfortunate enough to be close to you. And lastly, the light shotgun. It has one of the best burst damages in the game, but nothing more. You can get a lot of kills with it, bringing enemies close to tiers, but in organized fights, good teams will not give you the chance to get close enough to get a kill without losing your life. I think it's at the border of C and B tier. I've seen a few people, but they normally don't go very far in the tournament once people realize there's a light running around with a shotgun. So that sums up the weapon meta list. Keep in mind that it is meant to show you the currently strongest guns in the game, and you can play whatever fits your playstyle and brings you the most fun. I'll have another video about all the equipment coming out soon, so leave a sub to get notified when it's getting released. I know a lot of people hated me for putting the sledgehammer into the F tier. And if you think any of the other guns should be higher or lower, the comment section is there to flame me. Now that you know what the best guns are, go grind ranked already, and I'll see you in game.